Welcome to the Wikileaks press conference on the Central Intelligence Agency. On Tuesday, the 7th of March, Wikileaks began its new series of leaks on the Central Intelligence Agency, codenamed Vault 7. This series of publications is the largest ever publication of confidential documents on the agency. In fact, the collection of some 8,761 documents which we published on Tuesday is already the largest publication of confidential documents on the agency. The material comes from an isolated, that means disconnected from other computer systems, top secret security network situated inside the CIA's Center for Cyber Intelligence. Now that center is both in Virginia, but also importantly there is a branch hidden inside the Frankfurt consulate in Germany. We've put out some aerial shots of that and the details from our publications about how CIA officers are instructed to penetrate German customs and operate there to develop attacks and support attacks across Europe, Africa and the Middle East from the Frankfurt consulate. Now, this has already come out as a result of our earlier publications. I'll go into reactions and updates quickly, but the Central Intelligence Agency lost control of its entire cyber weapons arsenal. What do I mean by cyber weapons? Those are weaponized viruses, trojans, and malware designed to penetrate the smartphones, smart TVs, computer systems of the world, and then control them, disable them, insert information to them, extract information from them. Now, this is a historic act of devastating incompetence to have created such an arsenal and stored it all in one place and not secured it. WikiLeaks discovered the material as a result of it being passed around a number of different members of the US intelligence community out of control in an unauthorized fashion. Just yesterday we've had a tip-off from a virus researcher who says that he believes that one of the viruses whose descriptions we had published that infects Apple Macintoshes, in particular their UEFI boot system, that he was attacked by that. So it looks like not only is that material being spread around contractors and former American computer hackers for hire, but now may be in the black market, or is perhaps being used by these American hackers who sometimes, cross both sides of the fence. They're called grey hats to attacking others. So the CIA developed a giant arsenal, what appears to be the largest arsenal of Trojans and viruses in the world, that attacks most of the systems that journalists, people in government, politicians, CEOs and average people use, didn't secure it, lost control of it, and then appears to have covered up that fact. We see some press reportage, and we've detected some things as well, that the Central Intelligence Agency became aware within the last couple of months that it had lost that material, or that we had that material, and has not disclosed that to the public, at least, has not warned the public that those loose cyber weapons arsenal is out there, It's a very interesting question, I think, about who it has told in government and when. Did it tell Barack Obama? Did Barack Obama conceal that during the election, after the election? Was President Donald Trump informed? And if so, why has the Central Intelligence Agency not acted with speed to come together with Apple, Microsoft, and other manufacturers to defend us all from its own weapon systems? Now, this brings into question the entire concept of cyber warfare, because it is our analysis, and stated also by many other experts, that it is impossible to keep effective control of cyber weapons. So what does that mean? Well, it means that if you build them, eventually you will lose them. They are just information. There's no barrier for them spreading across the world. They must be used on the internet. So they must be placed on the internet to be used. They must go to computers to infect them. And therefore, when that occurs, they can get out of control. And there's a very easy cover for any grey market operator, contractor, or rogue intelligence agent to take that material and start a company with it, start a consulting company, a hacker for hire company. Now, we're very fortunate in this case that our sources step forward to us so we can tell you what has been going on, and so the various manufacturers like Apple, Google, and so on can start to develop countermeasures. Now, some of those countermeasures have already been put in place according to the manufacturers in response to this. One or two virus companies also say that they have developed countermeasures. But others say that they need more information. Now, Wikileaks has not published any cyber weapons themselves. We've published documents describing them. Why? It's fairly obvious. We don't want the journalists and people of the world and our sources being hacked using these weapons. But the problem is that with limited information about the details of how those cyber weapons operate, there is a limited ability to try and produce security fixes for iPhones, for Samsung TVs, for Android phones that are produced by Google, for Microsoft, and for Linux, because the exact technical details are not known. Now, Wikileaks has a lot more information on what has been going on with the cyber weapons program. And so I want to announce today that after considering what we think is the best way to proceed and hearing these calls from some of the manufacturers, we have decided to work with them to give them some exclusive access to the additional technical details we have so that fixes can be developed and pushed out so people can be secured. And then once this material is effectively disarmed by us, by removing critical components, we will publish additional details about what has been occurring. Now, I want to draw attention to a statement that the president of Microsoft has put out. And this is something that we have been working on as well, and that a great many others have been calling for. So here is the quote. Just as the Fourth Geneva Convention has long protected civilians in times of war, we now need a digital Geneva Convention that will commit governments to protecting civilians from nation-state attacks in times of peace. And just as the Fourth Geneva Convention recognized that the protection